AITA for refusing to tell my siblings I'm being adopted. My siblings 11F, 10 meters and 8F and I 15 meters are in foster care. Our parent used me as a babysitter from a really young age 6 with my siblings, and it got worse when our father went to prison. Our mother was almost always in her bed and refusing to leave it, or she'd leave the hours and come back whenever she felt like it. That was 3 years ago, and I told a teacher about it and she reported it to CPS, and they tried to get our mother to step up but she didn't want to. When we were taken, my siblings got super clingy and they refused to let me breathe. I asked if we could be separated and I was told we needed each other. I ended up running away from the foster home we were placed in together, and I ran away again when I was brought back. The social worker, who's still the social worker we have now, was pissed off that I wouldn't give it time and stay with that family. They were the only people who'd take all 4 of us together. But then the social worker's boss got involved after I left for the 3rd time, and she insisted I should be separated from them if I wasn't going to stay. That my social worker insisted on mandatory bi-weekly visits. I moved to a few different foster families until I met the people I now think of as my parents. I was 13 when I met them. That they're the best parental figures I'd ever had, and by far the best foster parents I've had in 3 years. We got really close. I started calling them mom, dad type nicknames, and I talked to them about the stress I feel when I see my siblings. They advocated for me to no longer have those bi-weekly visits, but the social worker overruled them. She insists that one day I'll regret being separated from them, and having some contact is important. A second social worker is now involved in our case, or with me, least, and I'm now eligible for adoption. My foster parents and I talked, and I told them I'd love for them to be my parents for real. My original social worker isn't too happy, she can't stop it now. She tried talking me out of it and was reprimanded when I told the other social worker. My original social worker is refusing to tell my siblings I'm being adopted, and she said I need to tell them and that she will insist upon it. I told her she can't make me tell them, and I'm not dealing with the anger they'll have. My siblings are already angry I ran away until we were separated. That they're also still really clingy and intrusive in my personal space. So I know telling them I'm being adopted will make it worse, and I don't want to sit through 4 hours of that. My social worker told me to stop being so stubborn and cruel and think about my siblings above myself. My foster parents reported her to the other social worker. AITA